You had a good weekend?
Yeah, it was cool.
That's what's up. Mine was dope too.
Yeah.
I actually bought some CDs and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually bought some
I got
CDs.
some vinyl that
You said what?
I got some vinyl that came in.
Okay. I'm gonna send out the collection updates probably later on tonight or tomorrow. I'm already hyped.
Okay.
What's up, Q?
Yep.
So apparently,
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce's mom, Tina, has a friend that threw some shade at Janet Jackson.
Oh, for what?
Her ticket
A what?
price.
A TikTok? I hear what you say. Hmm?
I'm mad at the mom because she no ticket like ticket concert ticket
Oh,
prices.
uh-huh. Wow. What the hell? How dare her throw shade at the queen?
And then Tina
Wow.
liked the tweet though.
That's crazy. So you starting trouble.
We're not even in
Beyonce
February.
Beyonce can't hold Janet Jackson's bra strap. How dare
We're
her,
not we're not even in February yet.
right? Crazy.
Also, Rashid is going to join us for the Hanging with Mr. Cooper retrospective Thursday.
Oh God, I'm gonna wear my Eagles gear for her. I'm gonna wear my Eagles shit just for her. What time is that?
8 o'clock.
I'm gonna wear my Eagles shit. I thought we was doing house party this week.
That's Saturday,
Oh,
6 o'clock. Don't worry. Don't worry, boss.
I'm gonna wear my Eagles shit for her.
Ah, shit. I think I forgot something in my car, man. Fuck. I don't even want to go back outside in that cold weather.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's ice cold. I wish I was in Hawaii right now or Puerto Rico. It's freezing cold. I ain't feeling
Yeah.
this weather. Shit.
I'm going to have to get back to my car. Shit.
Mm-mm.
We're going to start about 10 minutes anyway. By the way, I got some shit to text you later on, too.
Mm.
That's why I got some shit to text you later
Okay.
on. All right. All right, man.
Yeah. All right. Yo, yo, wild.
I'm back.
All right.
So I'm thinking of doing the Ralph Transvant double review on the week of Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I was talking to Ashley about that.
Is she joining us or no?
She is.
So soon.
Yeah, we're just gonna postpone the troop review till whenever she's ready.
Okay.
Lupe Fiasco and Kid Cudi squashed their beef.
Who cares?
Why did the beef even start in the first place?
I ain't even listen to Kid Cudi. I ain't even listen to Kid Cudi album yet. Like I don't even know if I want to because at this point it's like, what am I missing?
His first two albums, and that's it for
You
me.
know, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, what am I missing?
Hell, Lupe Fiasco's not even no better either.
I don't even listen to him no more.
Again, him. First two albums, and that's it.
Yeah.
Two is the magic number.
For a lot of them.
Rest in peace, Marlena Shaw.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande is getting flack for a new song promoting homewrecking for the controversy with the.
Oh boy. What's the name of it? What's the name of the song?
I gotta look it up. I'll text it to you, but yeah, there's a lot of controversy with that.
Oh boy. Because what else is new?
Niggas can't keep their mouths fucking shut. My phone's on vibrate, so if ringtone rings, I know it's you.
You know, that shit rings. It might be me. It's like people want to hit me up when I'm live.
Why is that?
I don't know. Yeah, they had the whole day. Why you wait till I go live to hit me up?
Sometimes I'm like, shut the fuck up.
They're doing that shit on purpose. I don't like it. Uh,
You okay?
yeah. Husk Kingpin's album. I was bumping that today. The Husk Kingpin and Ninth Wonder album.
How was that?
That's fire. I think it's called Super Goat.
Super
That shit.
dope.
Yeah, it remind me of Ninth Wonder's production is different now. Like it's more like melodic
I know.
and like the album he did for Moose last year was dope and it's like a continuation with this album. Really enjoyed it. The Super Goat. That's the name of it. He got Fredro Starr on the album with him. You got a joint with Mussolini.
Sick.
Ros- Remember Roscoe P. Coltrane from the Re-Up Gang?
Yeah.
He's on the track. It's dope, man. We might have to review that joint.
Send it to me on Instagram. I'll take a
Okay.
look. Is there any album anniversaries today that you know of or no?
For Tuesday or for Monday?
For Monday.
For Monday, let me check. Um, I don't think I seen any. Let me see. Mm,
When she hits you up at midnight. Hey.
You got Keras One, Spiritual Minded from 2002,
I'll go with that. Fuck it. Fuck it.
and Big Noid, um, Illustrious album.
Hmm.
That's it.
I'm gonna go with spiritual minded.
Okay,
Okay. I got a
from
lot
2
to say
years
about
ago.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that album.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's go.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely, lovely day? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy trying the building with me, aka Light Skin Jordan.
Yo,
Yeah. Before I start, I want to give a quick rest in peace to Dexter, Martin Luther King's son Dexter passed away today. You know what I'm saying? Definitely carry on his father's legacy and everything like that too. I don't know exactly how he died at the moment and stuff like that. I'm looking it up right now, but he had prostate cancer. Excuse me. Oh wow, he was only 62. Wow. But yeah, rest in peace to Dexter. And like I already mentioned earlier, rest in peace to Marlena Shaw. She was a soul singer and jazz vocalist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know too much about her to be real with you,
mhm.
but I do know that her music has been sampled. Her music has been sampled in a lot of hip hop, most notably Pete Rock sampled a song California Soul. You know what I'm saying? So like again, I don't know a lot about her, but I'm not just gonna fake the funk. I'm just gonna give a quick rest in peace and shit. So on this day, well, on hip hop, if you want to call it that, you got KRS One with this album Spiritual Minded. This came out January 22nd, 2002 on Koch Records. Um, this was a very interesting album from KRS One because of the fact that it was like a Christian hip hop album. Believe it or not, like the album cover is I don't this album cover. It's like he's on like some TD Jakes kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
wearing a sweater. It's so fucking 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys know me, you guys know I do not like Christian hip hop. The only Christian hip hop I can really tolerate is Lecrae and stuff like that. But even like I said, most it's Lecrae. I'm the biggest Lecrae fan and shit like that. Shout out to my homeboy Brandon. Bless you. Shout out to my homeboy Brandon. He actually hooked me up with his second album, which to me is my favorite album from him. I'm not gonna hold you.
BJ bought you that?
No. My homeboy Ferrari Brandon, not BJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but shout out to him and shit like that. By the way, if you're watching this, Brandon, sorry I was not able to hang out with you New Year's Eve. I had car issues and shit like that. But we'll talk about that when we talk about it. But yeah, man, you say you never heard this album, right?
Nah, I never heard it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not a KRS One album I would recommend. There's not really anything, and I love KRS One. I
Mhm.
love KRS One. I feel like he's one of the goats in hip hop, one
Right,
of my favorite MCs. But his 2000 shit is very hit or miss. So
right.
to me, his golden period was his first three albums. That's Sneak Attack was okay. I like that, but it wasn't that great. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. All right. So with this episode, this is going to be an interesting episode because all year we've been talking about reviewing certain documentaries, and there's been like documentaries that what's up, Lashia? There's been documentaries that just popped up
Good.
and some of them we've seen, some of them we haven't seen. So I was like, you know what? Let's just have like a recap on all the dope documentaries that came out this year, ones you would recommend and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start off with Try, cause I know he's seen a lot of the dope documentaries and stuff.
I'm gonna start off with the Timberland documentary. This is not a boot, and that's basically like telling the whole history of Timberland when they started out as just a work boot for construction workers and for like the blue collar workers, and then the hip hop community embraced it, and when we embraced it, that's when they really became popular in the streets, and they talked with like different artists, Jada Kiss and Raekwon and Thurston Howell III, and they were just talking about how the hip hop culture embraced the boot and how we made it like an everyday part of our fashion. And look at it now. Like I just seen Timberland is doing stuff now with Pharrell and Louis Vuitton. So they got like specially designed custom, Louis Vuitton Tims, by Pharrell, and he has taken over, Louis Vuitton, and his I saw his fashion show was crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing like a old western, vibe to fashion, and he had a collaboration with Timberland, and they had well, for 40 years last year they were celebrating the anniversary, and they had like a bunch of pop-up events around New York City. I went to one of them. I went to the last day of the events, and they had Lola Brooke perform, they had Rock Marcy, they had Kate Renata. They were I think Nas was giving he was like serving the free food from his restaurant, Sweet Chick. And it was a cool event. It was just I just thought it was better outdoors than inside a warehouse. But um, you know, I've been wearing Tim's since 1990, so I just got a new pair of Tim's for Christmas actually, and they're definitely a great boot. I love their many designs that they have, and that was a great documentary. And I'm they put the documentary on YouTube, so they ain't put it on no streaming service where people are like subscribed to a service that they don't really want. It's on YouTube for everybody to watch, and it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. All right. You got any more? You just want to go one by one?
Um, the little brother documentary we talked about, made a Lord watch, and they talked about
I still
the
watch.
big huh
I still gotta watch that.
yeah, they talked about how the group started with Ninth Wonder and Fonte and Rapper Pool, and they started from college, and then there was another guy that was in the group, and then he left, and they brought in Rapper Pool, and I think from the beginning they ninth and Rapper Pool didn't really get along, and that was like one of the main reasons why the group broke up. But they talked about their beginnings in college and then getting the independent deal, and how talked about how Ninth was when he started making beats, and it was great. I wish Ninth was a part of it because we didn't get his side of the story. It was only Fonte and Rapper Pooh, but I know they asked Ninth and he didn't want to be a part of it, but at some point I want to hear his side of things. So there's always two sides to a story, and I want to
Exactly.
hear his side of things, and why did he leave the group, or did he get kicked out, or he didn't have time for the group. There's a whole bunch of things out there that I felt like part of it was he was too busy, being a super producer for different artists. Like he did stuff for Destiny's Child. He did the Jay-Z track on the Black album, and even they said like once Jay-Z gave him that call to do the Threats track on the Black album, that's when he became a huge producer for everybody. So he didn't have time no more for them. But it was also shit he was doing, like bringing his wife on tour with them, and They didn't like that. You know, he wasn't really present physically with the group. He would just send them beats, through email or whatever. And the record label, Atlantic, when they had came out with the Minstrel Show, the Atlantic wanted him. They made Ninth Wonder the face of the group. They wanted him there, even though Fontaine and Rapper they didn't care for him. They didn't want him there. The label wanted him there. So that's basic. They basically made him the face of the group. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of stuff that was going on, and Fonte, talked about his solo career with doing stuff with the foreign exchange, and doing his own albums, and he felt some type of way about major labels because he'd been through the crap with Atlantic, and he wanted to stay independent. As Rapper Pooh wanted to, he felt like they should have went, and try to get another deal, and that's where their beef started. So it's basically like if you like the Tribe Called Quest documentary, and half of that documentary was about the Tip and Fife beef. This is like 10 times that. This is like the beef with Ninth Wonder, and then the beef with Fonte and Rap. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was, again, that's another documentary that's on YouTube, and it's not on a streaming platform for you to go subscribe to some service that you don't want. You can just watch it for free, and I thought it was good.
Okay. All right. So two of my favorite documentaries this year. The first being the Bismarcky documentary. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that one was a very well constructed documentary that
Yeah,
talked about upbringing and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? They talked about how his style was like the more comedic. He had a more comedic style in the Juice Group compared to like other people like Kane and Roxy and Shantae and whatnot. Too, you know what I'm saying? Um, One of the most interesting things about that documentary was when they were talking about Master Ace, and Master Ace had that song, Me and the Biz," which that's
right.
like one of my favorite songs from his first album, which I feel like is highly slept on in my personal opinion. What's up, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? Keep your head up, boy.
Rap was good.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like take a look around. Not only is it one of the most underrated albums that came out in the hip hop industry, but it has some of Maury Mall's best production
Right.
on that album. And the original story was the fact that the original story that was told about that song was that Biz got caught up in traffic and he wasn't able to make the studio. So Master Ace did that shit. But apparently, I think like Biz and Marley Marl had like a falling out around that time and shit like that too. And
Right.
Master Ace, he was like a new premier artist of the Juice Crew because that time, there was him and the Intelligent Hoodlum, who now
Mm-hmm.
goes by Tragedy Gaddafi and stuff
Right.
like that too. Saying
Mm-hmm.
shout out to him. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Shout out to Trash, by the way. Um, yeah, man. And also too, Master Ace, he wanted to do the song, but Biz kind of bailed out. So he did that as a way of showing tribute, but Biz Markie kind of felt a kind of way about that shit. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So that kind of caused a strain in their relationship. And there was a scene where Master Ace did like a poem and stuff like that, trying to apologize to Biz. And true to Biz Markie's nature, they still wanted to be comedic, so they had like a puppet version of Biz Markie. You know what I'm saying? Trying to like replicate like his
Mm-hmm.
final days
I
and
love
everything like
that.
that.
That was
Yeah,
that was cool.
like
That's
honestly, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like a fan of puppets though, but I kind of appreciated the fact that they did
if
that.
if they made a show out of that, I would watch it.
You said what?
If they made a show out of that Bismarck Key puppet, the Bismarck Key show or something, I would watch it.
Respect, respect.
You know,
But yeah, man, definitely.
I
Um,
love the way that they had his wife kept everything that he had, like all his collectibles and his sneakers and stuff.
right.
And she was like showing the different collectibles he because he was a collector as well. Like he collected a
Yeah,
lot of different figures, and and rare items, and she kept all that stuff, and even his sneaker collection, she kept all his sneakers in mint condition in the boxes, and she showed like all his rhyme books, like he had like the original rhyme book where he wrote the lyrics for Just the Front and all that.
Yeah,
She kept all that stuff. That's great. That all of that needs to be in the hip hop museum.
I agree. Yeah, man, that's like my favorite documentary of that year.
Yeah.
My second favorite, I would have to say, is the BT Welcome to Rap City documentary. Boy, what a fucking dope ass shit.
Hmm.
See, as much as I love Yo MTV Raps, I feel like Rap City kind of gets a little under the rug. For
Right.
one, it ran longer than it came out. Not only did it come out first than Yo MTV Raps, but it
Hmm.
ran longer and shit like that too because it was from 1988, if I'm not mistaken, to like, of course,
Yeah.
2008. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And it went through so many. It went just through so many trials and tribulations in hip hop and everything like that. So many eras and everything like that too.
Hmm.
And like I said, I love watching documentaries about like certain eras of hip, like certain shows of hip hop. Like I know back in the day, VH1 had a one about Yo MTV Raps, which I like that shit too. But this one, they talked to all. I didn't realize there was so many hosts of Rap City. First of
Yeah.
all,
I was about to ask you what was your. 'Cause I'm pretty sure when you started watching Rap City, it was a different host for you.
it was like the Big Tigger Basement era.
Okay, now for me, when I started watching it, it was, you remember that comedian Chris Thomas? They used to call him the Mayor.
Oh God, yeah.
He was the original host, and then it was Prince Dejour. Like that's the very beginning. Like those two were like the very first hosts of that show, and then everybody, Joe Claire I liked. Joe Claire was good, and Big Les and Tigger came later.
Those are my three favorites: Joe Claire,
Yeah,
Big Laz, and Tina.
yeah, those are my favorites.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy too because they mentioned like a lot of the show's controversies and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, for one, if I'm not mistaken, they talked about the controversy when 106 in Park was blowing up, and a lot of the rappers was going there because
Yeah.
there was a time when like they kicked off like Big Tigger because
Hmm.
Big Tigger went to 106 in Park too, which
Right.
ironically, you know what I'm saying? That was when I was watching 106 in Park heavily.
Right.
I was watching. I saw glimpses of the AJ and Free era. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like to this day, they're still the best hosts to this day. But when I was really started watching shit, when I was like going through like middle school or like late elementary school, when I was watching 106 in Park, I was just watching
Right.
The Tigger and Juliana era. You
And
know what I'm saying? But
Jalissa.
then Jalissa, yeah.
Yeah.
But Terrence and Roxy came and
Hmm.
they were hit or miss. That's
They
all
were
I.
cool. Yeah.
Terrence just got on my nerves.
Yeah. How do you feel about him now? Because he's big. He's huge now.
He still gets some. I'm not a fan of him like that. I don't think he can really act. I mean, he has that stupid ass smile on his face. I
He
mean,
got that gig because of 106 Park, the acting gig.
of course. Cause
And then
remember his
he
first,
was on the E channel. He was doing like the E News or whatever.
yeah. Cause remember, I think his first acting gig was when the game came
Hmm.
on BET, and he was like Tasha's boyfriend or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. But
Hmm.
then yeah, and then I even remember one controversy in Rap City when DJ Khaled was on, I think, a 2007 episode. They were had like 10 classic rap albums, right?
Hmm.
Among them was like 50 Cent's "Get Rich or Die Trying." He
Right.
said, mind you, this was released in 2007. He said that album was not a classic
Oh wow.
and stuff like that
And
too.
and
And then
and people still support that fat fuck. So you know, I don't get it.
right, like name one DJ Khaled album that's just as
Right. That
good
was a
as
classic.
motherfucking Get Rich or Die Trying. I'll wait. But yeah, man, like that documentary was very good in my personal
Hmm.
opinion. See, BET, their latest documentaries, I be fucking with. I like the Murder Inc. documentary last year.
Hmm.
They did one on Death Row Records, which I feel like that's their best shit.
That was good.
Um, I know they were supposed to have done one on Uptown Records, like either a documentary or miniseries, but
Hmm.
I think
They
with
cut
Andre
back.
Harrell,
Yeah.
yeah, Andre Harrell passed away
Yeah.
and stuff, and then around that time, Kim Porter had died like
Hmm.
years before that. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I want to say for
We're
that.
still waiting for the Jodeci bio series that never happened.
Right.
You know, um, the choice is yours. The Drez documentary was good,
I
and
still
that
got.
talked about how that talked about it was both from covering the past and present of Drez as an artist and where he's been since forming Black Sheep with Mr. Long and them breaking up and Drez going solo, and then they talked about the Dilla project that he's doing um well with a lot of Dilla unreleased beats, and Dilla's mom was in it. His mom and her, I believe it's her husband, that's in it also with in the documentary. And there was some type of uh I don't want to say beef, but it's some type of misunderstanding between Drez and the Dilla estate regarding him doing the album, because when he agreed to do this album with Dilla's unreleased music, he didn't have it in writing. So it was like a verbal agreement he made with Dilla's mom, and he needed a lawyer present when he made that agreement. And the Dilla estate is not it's ran by not just Dilla's mom, but his daughter, his brother Illa J. There's somebody else that's a part of that estate also. So the Dress, that's the reason why Dress hasn't released the album. He can't release it right now until everybody's on the same page with this project. But the album is done. Like, he played tracks from the album in the documentary. He has a track with CeeLo that he
Oh
played
wow.
for. Yes, that he played for Dilla's mom and her husband. He played some other tracks, but the album been done. He just can't release it yet until all the red tape and all the paperwork is signed, and there's an agreement in place between the state and him. That might never get released, depending on who signs off on it and who doesn't. But they talked about that. He talked about, like I said, like starting with Black Sheep, and he's still doing shows. I've seen him in concert. He was great. And he reunited with Mr. Long. Now I don't know if they reunited just for the documentary, but they there's a part in the documentary where they did reunite and they all together again, and they talked with Mr. Long about why he left, and his side of things. And he, from what Mr. Long is saying, he was just tired of the business. He didn't want to do it no more. I don't think he was really involved with the business like Drez was. Like, Drez was more passionate about it. And Mr.
Right.
Long, just he left, and he started a family. He was living a quiet life, and they reunited for this documentary. Like I said, like, I don't know if they're reunited officially because I haven't seen them together. So I'm assuming it was just for the documentary. I don't know, or maybe they haven't announced it yet. But Mr. Long is in it. Drez, they showed like the day-to-day life that Drez taking care of his little son, and he was like traveling, going around different cities and doing shows and stuff and tours, and I loved it. I thought it was great. So it was like more of a day to day in the life of Drez, and this Dilla project that he's passionate about doing, that he's having roadblocks in his way to release it. But I thought it was good. It's on Peacock, and it's just ill to see a hip hop documentary about Drez on Peacock. I don't think I would ever seen that 50 years ago, but it's just cool to see all these hip hop documentaries out now.
Right.
You know,
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna say a couple. Hmm. The Wham documentary that came out on
that was
Netflix.
good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Now you guys know I'm a huge George Michael and Wham fan and whatnot too. So this one I had to see that. Mind you, if you guys have not seen the George Michael documentary that came out years ago, that's a must watch as well too.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Wham is like one of those groups that I really wish had a longer run than it did, but they
Yeah.
still left a mark in the music industry and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like there was a lot of shit I did not know about the group and shit. You know what I'm saying? But there was still some shit that I knew from the group. You know, and I definitely felt like it did a great job in also showcasing Andrew's side of things because there was a time where he was kind of like tired of the Wham style and everything because he felt like it was just too kitty, and he felt like that was kind of detriment to their legacy, if
Hmm.
I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that one was a good one. Um, there was another documentary I recently seen. Give me 1 second, try. I gotta think about this. Oh, the mixtape documentary.
That was
That
good.
Yeah, that was another very dope one and
Yeah.
shit like that too.
Tony Touch.
You know, yep,
Hmm.
because you know that at the time the mixtape culture
Yeah.
definitely like left a staple, like especially when it came to like the 2000s, when you had
Hmm.
like 50 Cent, the Lil Waynes, the Jeezys, the DJ Dramas, all that shit. You know what I'm saying now, and you know me, like you know how I
Hmm.
always say like albums matter and
Right.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying, like. But if I hear a good mixtape, like, cause don't get me wrong, I've heard some very great mixtapes over the years, like 50's Guess Who's Back, Lil Wayne's fucking The Drought series, The
Hmm.
Leak, you know what I'm saying? Papoose shit, but it's just that the testament of a true artist to me has always been with the albums, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because anybody can drop a mixtape and stuff like
For
that
sure.
too. But
For sure.
some mixtapes definitely have the artists have more creative freedom. Like look at Fabulous and look at
Hmm.
Joe Budden. They're most of their best shit are on the mixtapes, but the albums are trash and
Right.
stuff. That's necessary for a different day, you know. So, um, definitely a very, very, a very dope fucking slap documentary and stuff like that too. I felt that this one was definitely a must watch if you love
Mhm.
mixtapes and whatnot.
Yeah, that was great. I definitely enjoyed it. Tony Touch has always been one of my favorites when it came to mixtapes, and he's a dope rapper also, and he actually doing. He's supposed to be doing that. He has the soundtrack for the mixtape documentary that came out.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
I heard it. It's on Def Jam, and he's doing a live show at Radio City in February with like all of the artists. You know, so it was dope. It was definitely. I was glad to see that. Tony Touch don't get his props enough. So you know,
Q said, "What about the Rick James?" That came out like a couple years
that
ago,
was
but that was
2021.
yeah, but that was still a
Yeah,
dope documentary.
we talking about documentaries from last year. You know, I know you're not a wrestling fan, Reg, but I did see this one documentary on Peacock for Cody Rhodes, an American Nightmare. Great documentary about how he came up. His father was a huge wrestling star in the '80s. Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace. The American Dream. I grew up watching him, and this is basically like about Cody Rhodes. Being at the WWE before, and he left when things wasn't going the way that he thought it should have. He went to AEW and made AEW a huge federation that it is now, and he comes back many years later to be a top one of the top stars in the WWE, and his story's not finished, and that real life storyline is what is part of why people love him. You know what I'm saying? Because he never won a major championship in the WWE, and I think this year he's gonna definitely do it. And that was a great documentary to watch. It's like the life of Cody Rhodes, and seeing his they talked about the history of his family and having his sister and his brothers and his other siblings, his mom and stuff in the documentary. And it's just a great watch.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I'm gonna name two more. I think that's gonna be it
Mhm.
for me. Um,
Okay.
this one is gonna be petty. No, actually, no, I can't name this one's a mini series. Scratch that. Fuck that.
Mhm.
The Michael Bivins documentary I've seen, that one was pretty dope.
I haven't seen that one yet. I need to see that one.
I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like a lot
Mhm.
of this shit you will probably know because I
Right.
know you're a new edition head and everything like
Yeah.
that too. But it was just dope because Michael Bivins definitely was one of the like label executives that definitely laid a blueprint. And after New Edition and everything, this is why I always say Dewey were the New Edition were like the most influential group in the last R&B group in the last 30 years
Yeah.
of music. They
For
definitely
sure.
laid a blueprint, influenced everybody from Boys to Men to fucking R. Kelly to
112.
112. It's just the list goes on and on. A lot of late
Mhm.
motherfuckers hard for them and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the Michael Jackson Thriller documentary,
That was good.
that one was good too.
Yeah.
Again, you guys know I'm a Michael Jackson head, so a lot of that shit. Not
I
trying to toot
already
my
know.
own horn. I know a lot of that shit that pretty much happened and
Right.
stuff like that too. Is it as good as the Off the Wall and the Bad documentary? In my opinion, no. Because
Hmm.
me and Ant, we were talking about this, and he said he liked it, but he didn't really love it. Just paraphrase what he told me.
Right.
But I feel like Spike Lee kind of
Yeah.
laid the groundwork for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely wish that there was more people from that era. That definitely could have laid it because they definitely talked to more like a lot of people who were influenced by Thriller. Like of course
Hmm.
the Usher, anything like that too, which again was
Right.
good. But I wish they would have like got more deep interviews from that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like some shit, I like a lot of that shit I already knew. Not like
Hmm.
I said, not before. Then they talked about the Victory Tour again. It's useful because that's like the unofficial Thriller tour. Let's keep it real and
Hmm.
everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is they better do. I thought they were really going to do a dangerous
They got to.
documentary
They got to.
because I know the Michael Jackson YouTube channel, The Detail, they did like a fan made documentary, which I need to watch that because I do like some of them content. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Because I feel like Dangerous to me that album's kind
Mm.
of getting like a lot more popularity in this day and age and shit like that. I think like since the whole George Floyd shit, a lot of people kind of look at it now like it's like a
But
masterful kind of.
it was always a great album. The problem is when people mention his great albums, they don't mention Dangerous. They mention Thriller, Off the Wall. Maybe sometimes they'll mention Bad. That's about it. They don't mention Dangerous. They don't go past Bad. Like they don't mention Dangerous or History. Like forget about those. It's always the three. But Bad, but coming from that era, Bad was huge when that came out. You know what I'm saying? Like he had the HBO live from Bucharest tour. You know what I'm saying? So just having Teddy Riley, produced the majority of that album, and Teddy was in his prime. You know what I'm saying? And it was huge back then. I don't know why it's not the same anymore for that album, but they definitely need a documentary for that.
And you know what I always say? That album came out literally in the before the whole allegations.
Hmm.
So when
Yeah.
people think that album, they think the skin lighting. They
Hmm.
they think it's like and the album cover speaks for itself too because you see him and he had this mask with all these like weird psychedelic images
Hmm.
and everything like that too. That's what people literally saw him as like a cartoon character and
Right.
shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just what I think.
Out there, Thriller was good, but I see that wasn't done by Spike Lee, so you can see to tell the difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like the Spike Lee directed ones were great. He went in depth about a lot of things. Whereas the Thriller, which is like the one album that made him the pop icon that he is now, I don't feel like they went too deep. There was this shit that you told me that they didn't talk about, like the whole thing about him doing 900 songs. They didn't even talk about that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hear about that. I'm like, how do you did he really make 900 songs and he had to pick just nine from that 900 to for this album? You know what I'm saying? And you know, people have their own interpretation of what the video Billie Jean meant to them, and I wanted to hear all that. You know, but I thought it was good. It's always good to hear, you know, behind the scenes about a classic album like that.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah, I got to see the Michael Bivins one. I'm pretty sure. Well, he was saying some shit on the on the Math Hoffa podcast that I didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what else he's gonna he else what else he revealed in the documentary. That's why I need to see it. You know, but it was definitely a great year for documentaries. I hope they continue this. I hope they keep it up and don't just do it because it was 50 years of hip hop. You know, let's do it every year. You know, for other artists that deserve their story to be told. You know, because everybody's not gonna have a biopic out there. So I would love to see more documentaries for our artists.
I agree. But yeah, man. Like I said, I wasn't planning on being too long with this shit, anyways. You know what I'm saying? But definitely love this fucking discussion about documentaries and stuff like that too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So just to let y'all know, this upcoming what day is it? Thursday at 8 o'clock. We're going to do the Hangar with Mr. Cooper motherfucking retrospective. You know what I'm saying? Big Head Lashia is going to join us for that one. So
I'm
shout
gonna
out to
I'm gonna wear
Lashia.
some ego shit for
Y'all gonna be a huge mess. You know what I'm
her.
saying? Also, this Saturday at 6 o'clock, it's going to be the House Party retrospective series. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to talk about the House Party 1, 2, and 3, the best ones. You know what I'm saying? So definitely can't wait to talk about that one. Um, and yeah, just chilling until I actually do some reviews and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, anything you have to say before we head out?
No, not right now.
And that's it. Hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.